Last season I got my hands on the FujiFilm XT2 and I've had it in my kit now for 12 months. And I have to tell you, I'm loving this camera. Now I'm about to take it into the desert in the Northern Territory and put it through its paces in a completely different environment. I'm photographing these wonderful sandstone beehive formations. Now I'm trying to show the different layering and the weathering within the rock. Now, like most landscape photography, you want to have a lot of depth of field, a lot of things in focus. So try and use an f-stop with a large number. f16, f22, f32. The more in focus, the better. I'm here at the Uluru Camel Cup and the kids are gearing up for a wheelbarrow race. So what I'm going to try and do is get a little bit of the action, high shutter speed, lots of frames per second, as they come down this sandy track pushing these barrows. If you're at an event and there's multiple heats, make sure you change your angle and your position, just to give a different perspective to tell the story. So the first time I shot the race going past me, then I've come back to the start. Now I'm in the middle of the desert and the sun's out, which is fantastic, but the contrast is extreme. So I'm not using a fill flash. Not everyone has a flash on their camera. And what I'm trying to do is use those dark shadows of the kids and the wheelbarrow as part of my composition. Think outside the box. You never know what you're going to get. And the final, for $100 mind you, was the kids running down the track to get their wheelbarrows and then sprint back. I think that's probably the most interesting shot I've got, as these kids have powered in, spun around in the dust and then taken off again with these barrows. I'm in the desert west of Alice Springs trying to photograph wild brumbies. And last night I took the FujiFilm XT2 out under this magnificent starry sky to see how it performed. And it did wonderfully. How did I do it? Well, I set my ISO to 6400, which is quite high, but the camera handled it fine. I set my f-stop between 3.5 and 5.6. I varied it a little bit. And then my exposure, I ran between 20 seconds and 30 seconds at different increments. And the results were fantastic. I've thoroughly enjoyed using this camera in the desert this week. The conditions were tough, lots and lots of dust, but it was really reliable, very light and very quiet. It's reminded me of what cameras were like years ago when I first began my career, perfect in the hand and everything exactly positioned where it needs to be. Happy shooting.